Welcome back to Season 2 of Sailing Sitka. We are Jay and Kenna, two young Canadians who stepped outside the box of comfort and decided to act on their ambitions of sailing around the world. We first set sail from Victoria, BC, Canada, and have been adventuring around Mexico ever since. In this season, we'll be sailing on, further south and closer towards our dreams of exploring everywhere the sea touches. So sit back, subscribe, and enjoy the ride. Hello and welcome back, or if you're new here, we're Sailing Sitka. Thanks for tuning in. I want to start off this video by focusing your attention to the new music we have playing in the background. This is Big Sierra, and they are a killer band located in California, which happen to be Sailing Avocet's best friend. We've been having a hard time with copyright music on YouTube lately, but with the help of our cruising connections, Big Sierra generously sent over some of their rad music for us to use in our episodes. So from here on out, you'll be listening to some great tunes provided by them. If you want to listen to more by Big Sierra, we have their link in our description below. Now, onto this week's episode. We hope you enjoy. Welcome back to this episode of Sailing Sitka, our last sail of the season. Oh my god, it just went by so bloody quick, and yeah, we're not ready. But this episode, this sail, should be a gooder. We are crossing the Gulf of Tehuantepec, a little bit notorious, so we picked a pretty good weather window, and we're really happy with it. So hopefully it stays true, and yeah, we get a good 15 to 20 knots, and we just are gonna coast straight through it. We are so happy to be leaving that freaking anchorage back there. Man, oh man, that one is rough. I'm gonna link the videos that we took from when we were there. It was just rocking and rolling, and not in the good way. It was horrible. We barely got any sleep in that anchorage, and we were just so excited to finally get this weather window where we could dip and go to our final destination of season 2, which is Chiapas, Mexico. I hope you guys enjoy this passage video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe, follow along with our journey. We couldn't be doing it without you viewers, so thank you so much.
Alright guys, so right now we're the white dot and we're crossing this. Yeah, this looks gnarly, but it will be dying down around, so like at like 1400 it's going to start being quite dead, and this is where we're going. The seas might still be quite big, but we didn't want to stay one more day in that anchorage, and we still wanted to have a bit of wind so we didn't have to motor the entire 230 miles to Chiapas. So it might be a little bit sporty this afternoon and tonight, but then the next day it's pretty smooth. If you see, like it chills right out, and then we're going all the way up here basically. So this is our track here that we got to make. That's Chiapas. Right now we're motor sailing. There's not really any wind. We're making 4.3 knots. And at this speed we'd get there around noon on Thursday. We're gonna try to get there earlier than that. I think we will be able to, just based on, wait a minute, I just gotta check the board. We just gotta get there early because the high tide's at 6 a.m. that morning, and it looks quite shallow and pretty bare bones in terms of markings. You have to go down 3 separate channels, the first 2 being really well marked and the last one being unmarked. And there's reports of a lot of people hitting ground. It is just soft ground, so luckily Sitka has a pretty strong diesel, so we can probably push through to a certain extent. So we want to get there as close to high tide as possible. And then we called the marina, and they literally said pick whatever slip you want. Like, they have plenty of slips, so that's good. We're probably going to try to pick a starboard side 2 slip, meaning we tie the lines on the starboard side of the boat to the dock. I find that's usually easier on Sitka, so that's what we're gonna try to do. It's gonna be weird, honestly, going to a dock after the last time we were at an actual dock, like where we tied up Sitka to a dock, was in Ensenada, Mexico last year. So we haven't been to a dock since. Yeah, it's been a while.
October 2022.
Yeah, so it's been a long time. It's gonna be nice actually to have a bit of luxuries like unlimited fresh water and electricity. That being said, it's going to be all work for us since that boatyard, because we're hauling out Sitka there, and that boatyard doesn't allow people to stay and live on their boat while their boat is hauled out, meaning we got to get as much done possible in the marina before lifting the boat out. because this part of the season we don't want to like work in the yard and like get an Airbnb, so we'll do everything we can, like store the boat away, take the sails, all that jazz, and then haul the boat out and leave Sitka there until September next season.
When the sun goes down the other side, reminiscing times of life, how can we pretend tomorrow's true? When we're old enough to know it's there, on and on, without a care, gone is the imaginary view. But we're going home soon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the countdown is on. In about a few seconds here, Kenna's gonna have reached her 5,000 nautical miles under sail. And for those of you who don't know, that's when you're allowed to get a swallow tattoo.
Bingo, baby!
Yeah.
11 on the dot.
There you go. And like, now she's taking a picture of the Latin long.
Woo! I'm a bird. I got my bird. Yeah, this is actually amazing. Holy crap, I'm overwhelmed.
Kenna's been looking forward to this moment since last season.
I have finally earned my 5,000 nautical miles.
In the Gulf of Tehuantepec.
That's so awesome. I've been looking forward to this moment since Canada, so it's kind of crazy to think how far I have sailed and how much I have overcome. Yeah, I'm in the feels at the moment. All right, we just missed a long line by maybe 30 feet. We were on the outskirts of it. Our friends on Atlas, they actually did catch it with their fishing lines. So luckily anything worse. But I did look ahead and we were about to go over another one here coming up. So just very frustrating because this is illegal in Mexico and it can really mess your boat up. So yeah, really throws a dagger in motoring. So yeah, we're gonna keep an eye out here. There's probably, I would say probably a couple more. There seems to be a really common spot here for it. So, and Sitka's nose diving right now. We're getting some pretty large swells. Oh yeah. Woo! So anyway, that's our update. Just keeping an eye out for these stupid ass long lines, and sadly still motor sailing. We have some wild current against us at the moment, and we need to maintain over 4.5 knots to get to Chiapas for high tide. So yeah, that's our update, and catching with you guys in a second.
Things will be colder, honey, only for a minute.
All right, we are sailing now finally, but we are going way slower than we would normally in this wind because all the waves right now are coming, even though the wind's coming from like broad reach from there, the waves are coming from this direction, from the Tehuantepec. That is still in a gale force warning until well, it's about to end actually. I think it ends right now actually at noon, but we're still going to experience high seas for a bit here. They might get bigger a bit, but so yeah, the Tehuantepec is an interesting body of water where the wind funnels through the narrowest part of the continent and basically wreaks havoc. So you want to make sure you have a good weather window. For us, we also wanted to be able to sail and not just motor the whole way. So like we knew we were going to go in here experiencing probably a bit of higher winds later this afternoon to this evening, but then it's going to die down and switch and then be with us. But yeah, it might get a little uncomfortable with the sea state tonight. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it dies off. for those of you who aren't sailors, like when seas are against you, even though the wind's with you, like it slows you down considerably, like because you're basically going up these mountains, right? So you lose all your momentum, and then the sail luffs a bit as you're going down, so you lose that power in your sails, which is, you know, it's part of the game. But and also we kind of want to maintain a good speed. Like right now we're doing like 4. 5 would be better because we want to get there in the morning, and to get there in the morning 2 nights from now we have to maintain about 5. But yeah, we don't want to burn fuel either. Worst case, we'll get in at dinner time, and that's the next high tide, so it's not the end of the world. If we're a bit slow, instead of getting in around 7 a.m. we'll get there around 5 p.m. and it'll be all good in the hood, and then we'll spend less money on diesel, and that'll be good. Atlas is over there. We've been, I don't know if Kenna told you, but like we went over one long line. Atlas had to stop completely because their fishing line got fouled in it. So yeah, it's long line central over here, like it's non-stop.
Well, we're crossing the Tehuantepec now. Just left Huatulco. Back that way. Already way in the distance. So 200 miles and we'll be there. Nothing to see except for Sitka. Hi guys. Yoo-hoo.
And the last one we went through wasn't marked properly. Normally they have a flag. Like now we've noticed the pattern. They usually have a flag on both ends, and then in between the flags they have just like, you know, bleach bottles or Coca-Cola bottles floats. But this one, like the flag was here, and then past the flag on that side there was actually one Coca-Cola bottle. So we went to clear this flag, and then last second we saw the bottle and it was too late. We were gonna, like, there was no avoiding it at that point. And at that point we still had the engine on, so we threw that right away in neutral, and we just glided over, and we saw the line glide right under the boat, which is good. So no harm, no foul yet. We're gonna try to keep it that way. Luckily, like I think they take them out at night, but you never know, right? Like it would be a nightmare to hit one of those at night, especially like in big seas and like getting caught up in the rudder and stuff. So do our best to avoid them, but they're hard to see. Like even the flags, like they're black flags, and they're only about 4 feet from the water, and they're just black garbage bags, and in heavy winds they tend to get shriveled up and ripped up, and you can't really see them. So yeah, gotta keep a good lookout out here. Saw a couple turtles, couple dolphins already.
What's that guy's name?
Oh, that's I don't even know what that is. I was just doing dishes. I probably got sprayed with like some soapy water. But yeah, what's crazy too is like Atlas on their last passage down here, they saw orcas.
Yeah.
We didn't know orcas were down here. Like we're like basically almost at the border of Guatemala here. Like this is nuts. I didn't think orcas came down here. So yeah, they had 2 orcas. They showed us a video that came and played right with their boat, which is kind of cool. Yeah, so that'd be kind of rad. Just
I would die to see orcas.
Yeah. So anyways, now it's nice and calm for now, and we'll see what happens. We'll keep you guys posted.
So I've talked about this book many times, but if you have not read 438 Days, I highly suggest you do, especially if you like sea survival stories. So it's about a local fisherman from Mexico, in this region of Mexico actually, and he was offshore fishing in the Gulf of Tehuantepec, which is literally what we're crossing as we speak. And one day they got in such a bad storm that his outboard died on his 25-foot panga, and he drifted in the Gulf of Tehuantepec all the way to the South Pacific for 438 days. It was one of the most wild stories I've ever read in my entire life, and I think I read it in nearly 2 days. There was tears, there was laughter, like it was just such an insane story, and it feels really crazy to be sailing this exact spot that he drifted at. It's really, really wild. So yeah, if you haven't read that, I highly suggest you do. Well, all of that effort to set the pole because the wind shifted, and like that, the wind just vanished. So sadly we are motoring, but it's actually a good thing because we looked up at the horizon and we have a giant ass cargo ship about to cross our bow. So we are maneuvering around them to the starboard side because we do not want to play chicken with these big boys. They will win every time. And yeah, that's our update right now. Completely no wind, which is crazy because we're in the Gulf of Tehuantepec. But yeah, no, it's really, really chill right now. Hopefully the wind picks up again tonight, either on Jay's watch or my late night watch. And we'll go from there. But yeah, this giant cargo is crossing us right now. You probably can barely see it on here, which is sad, but it's giant in real life. So yeah, that's our update. It looked like it's gonna be a beautiful sunset, so I'll get that on film for you guys. As the sun sinks towards the horizon, the sky transforms into a canvas painted with streaks of pastel pinks. I watch the ocean change from a bright electric blue to a deep gray, reminding me of the winter sea up in British Columbia, where we first set sail on this adventure in 2022. As I glance at the serene backdrop of the day's final and spectacular display of life, I can't help but be overwhelmingly grateful. That is, until now, when Sitka decided to give us a little unwanted nightly entertainment. You know, to just spice things up a little. Autopilot. Fuck.
No, it's something down there.
Alright, it is super dark, and our autopilot decided to just not want to work, so we're trying to figure this out right now. Hand steering, Jay needs to go in the last to check it out. That's what we're working with. Not an ideal situation, especially just the first day of this crossing.
Yeah, if we were sailing right now, it's fine because we can use the wind vane, but actually the wind kind of feel like it might come back, so we might be able to sail again. I think I know the issue. Last time this happened is because we were like rocking so much and the last anchorage was insane, so it might just be our sails down there push that against. I literally just showered.
He climbed in the lads in the dark with all the crap in there after he showered.
It's always after you shower. It's always after you shower and you sacrifice a new pair of underwear.
Oh, that's scary. So basically, yeah, it's been doing that a couple times today, but that was the first time that I actually didn't go back to auto and that we had to figure it out, so.
Now I gotta put all this shit back in there. I sacrificed the wooden door to the ocean too.
I saw that. We kept that door for like a year.
It's just wood and like a piece of metal, so it's gonna sink to the bottom and be a habitat for a fish. There's no plastic or anything bad on it.
No, it's all good. All right, well, good job.
Yeah.
we are motoring right now. And I wanted to show you guys what the sailboat looks like when I do shut off my light. So this is the only source of lights that we do have while on night watch is our headlamps. And that's what we use. It lights up the deck mostly for us, so it works pretty great, but it is a very dark night because there is no moon, and this is how dark the sailboat is on deck without a light. So as you can tell, extremely dark. You cannot tell the difference between the boat and the water and the sky. So yeah, it's a lot. It's pretty scary sometimes, not going to lie. But yeah, just wanted to show you guys that perspective of night watches at sea on a very dark night with no moon. So yeah, that's why I don't like night watches half the time. One of the main reasons we started speeding up the end of our season was due to our rudder shaft seal leak, which has been an ongoing nightmare since October when we first discovered it. This is a daily and nightly watch routine of ours to manually empty our bilge, as we do consistently take on around 1 liter of ocean water an hour. So a couple times a watch, especially while motoring, we go down below and manually pump out water from our bilge so it doesn't overflow and go into our engine room. Annoying, but extremely necessary. Make sure you stay tuned, as there will be a future episode on the fixing of this problem very soon.
Well, after exactly 24 hours of motoring straight, we finally got wind in this Tehuantepec Gulf. So now we're wing on wing, wind vane steering, and we're going 4 knots, 4.2, and that's good. That puts us at 10 a.m. there, or between 8 and 10 on here it says, but I know the wind's gonna die at some point and we'll have to motor again, but this gives the engine a bit of a break. We're trying to be there early in the morning just because high tide's at 6 a.m. or 5:50 a.m. and it's recommended that you get there at high tide for there, and we kind of want to go fuel at the fuel dock, and that fuel dock is highly recommended that you go there at high tide since it's a high concrete wall. So we'll see how that goes, and we want to keep the tank full on Sitka before we let the boat sit so that there's no condensation and water in the diesel. So put a bit of treatment in there, bio-bore, and fill it up with diesel, and that served us right in the past, so we keep doing the same thing because White changed a winning recipe. So yeah, I'm super sweaty, by the way.
It's been so ridiculously hot today, and all we could think of was Buddy from that book, 438 Days. Like, he drifted out here and all he had for shade was an ice box.
Yeah, we saw also 2 Pangos going like beyond the yonder earlier, like full spin. We're like, I hope you guys have twin outboards on there.
And a nice box in a case.
Yeah, it's like just terrifying.
Like, no thanks.
Like there's nothing here. It's and like the wind that gusts to the Tehuantepec, like if it carries you and you get caught in one of these gale force storm winds, it pushes you out to sea, like away from land. Like, and there's nothing until the South Pacific. So thousands of miles of just drifting at sea. No bueno. But yeah, we're on the last stretch here. So yeah, it's about dinner time now, 5 p.m., 6 p.m. And we should be there tomorrow between 6 and 10 a.m. depending on how this goes. But it's really nice to have the engine off, honestly, after 24 hours of just hearing it. And on Sitka too, like there's not really good soundproofing. There's not enough room in the engine room to like have like really fixed soundproofing, so it is loud down below and on deck. So it's pretty nice right now to just hear the ocean and not just the wave and not just the engine. Sorry, my brain is a bit getting cooked, I think, in the sun, to be honest. It's hot. Like we're in that tropical heat now. That breeze feels freaking lovely because it's coming from behind, so like we're getting it. That feels quite nice.
And the sun will be going down.
Yeah, sun will be going down, and we'll watch an episode or 2 of Game of Thrones because we're new to the program. We're on season 2 now. So yeah, I'm probably gonna shower a bit because I'm disgusting. And make some tacos. What's new? What's new?
Rituals at sea.
Yeah, it's been a pretty uneventful day, as you would have told by the video. All that really happened is a sunrise, saw a couple turtles and dolphins, and just motoring. But now we have wind, so that's nice. It's a nice change of pace, and look at this nice wind vane just steering for us.
Wilfred.
Wilfred! Come on, Wilfred, let's go! Yeah, it steers really well downwind. Yesterday it had a bit of trouble, but that's because we were like getting crazy waves from the bow while getting wind from the stern, so we were like, it was a conflicting sea state to the wind, so it was kind of a weird setup. So we had to cheat a bit with the helm being locked kind of hard over, versus now like the helm's completely centered. Basically that tape is the center. All right, I'm gonna stop rambling and catch you up on the flip side. Bye bye. Look at all those birds. What is this, a Hitchcock movie? Look at this guy. He's like, he was walking on water. They call him Moses.
Really?
So many birds.
If you are a bird, I'm a bird.
And now we're going 5.2. 5.3, let's go. Right on course, 100 degrees, 5.4. Now we're gonna be there at 5:29 a.m. Very nice.
I said if you're a bird, I'm a bird.
If you're a bird, I'm a bird. Do you know what movie that's from?
Do you? Thank you for watching our episode based on our adventure across the Gulf of Tehuantepec. It wasn't anything like we anticipated, but so are most things in life, which I think makes it all the more exciting to be alive. You never know what life has in store for you. Just accept that it has a funny way of making sure you do what you're meant to be doing, no matter what. Join us next week as we make our way to our final destination of Season 2, which happens to be the very last port in all of Mexico. There are such exciting things and new chapters to discover on the horizon, but I guess you'll have to just keep watching to find out. Cheers, and we'll see you all next week. Thank you for watching this week's episode of Sailing Sitka. Stick around for more to come. If you enjoyed, please spread the love and let us know. Special thank you to our Patreon members for making these videos possible, as well as helping our dreams come true. See you all next week.